but just trying to recognize your vices. I think that's the biggest thing that I would recommend to anyone. We can kind of come up with some recommendations to people if they want to, try to learn from the bad and learn from the good too. Just try to have more good things than bad things, because you're always going to have some bad things in your life. Maybe you do make it monetary success, but you don't have the greatest relationships, but you can try to make those relationships better, and that's where the whole learning and applying comes into place. Get rid of vices, because they can be nasty, they can be tough, they can get in the way of you living life, and alcohol, social media, marijuana, all these different types of things, they're detrimental to people's health.
Vices they're more, I think they're more secretive. Like, I think we as humans know where our vices lie. Maybe not per se, we don't know forefront in the thought of our minds where we're speaking something like, wow, I'm being prideful, or wow, I'm being lusty right now. I don't think it's like that. Like, I was telling my friend, like, when you see shit in movies, emotional, like on the emotional level, when shit bottles up, not bottles up, in extreme scenarios, when shit gets wild, like people are yelling, fist fights, like shit like that, that's the extreme. That's also like in movies and in shows, like they overemphasize the little nuances, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about with that comeback, like you're trying to think of where you're trying to think of a comeback and you can't think of it, and then I told you about the Kramer thing on Seinfeld, where that was an overemphasis on that feeling of having a comeback and going back to say it when dude, the time passed. Like, why'd you come back and say that just for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it in real life, I think real life it's a lot slower than a movie, like, because a movie or a show has to cram a topic or concept in a 30, a 60, an hour, 2 hour long clip, right? But in real time, it doesn't happen that fast. I think that's what also this whole social media thing has done, is that instant gratification and that instantaneousness of life, when life isn't exactly instantaneous. You don't just build, the shit doesn't just happen like that. It's that people have, I think there's a way to be as a human, and maybe that's why we're so fucking depressed. Like our generations are so depressed and so anxious and all the time. It's like we're so worried about things happening right fucking now that we run rampant trying to get it to happen right now. But it doesn't happen that fast.